Hi, I'm Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist, and today we are going to talk about things that you need to know if you are about to have a prostatectomy or a surgical removal of the prostate. So let's shed some light on what's going on down there. So if you're going to have your prostate taken out, it's kind of a big deal. This is usually reserved for men who have prostate cancer. So you're already dealing with a cancer diagnosis, terrifying enough in itself, and then having to make the decision of how you want to manage it. And so a lot of men opt for a prostatectomy. They make it sound super easy. Take all the prostate, clean up all the tissue around it, make sure the margins are clear, cancer's gone, bada bing, bada boom. So great. I mean, if it's that easy, right? But is it ever that easy? So what gets failed to mention are a lot of important implications for after the fact. And the surgeons and the doctors have all done their job and tidied things up nicely. You still have to live your life. And so as a pelvic floor physical therapist, we see a lot of men after they have their prostates taken out dealing with several different kinds of issues that they weren't expecting. What I hope is that we can talk about 10 things that I hear from a lot of my patients that they wish they would have known before having their prostates removed, so that way you feel more prepared going in. The first thing is incontinence, which is leaking of urine. Now, I feel like men do know that they're going to have some urinary leakage after they have the surgery, but they don't really understand how much. And it's a lot at the beginning. I mean, you will feel like a baby again, pretty much. So you're going to be wearing tons of diapers and just feeling not great about yourself. Over time, that does improve. But what I want you to really understand is, why the heck are you leaking so much? There are 3 things that contribute to continence, or holding urine in when you don't want to lose it. One is the pelvic floor muscles that act as a sphincter or a clamp for around the urethra to keep urine from coming through. Another is the bladder neck, where the funnel actually comes in and empties out through the urethra, and you have another sphincter or door that closes there too. And then the third is the prostate, actually. The prostate acts as a natural sphincter. It helps give the urine something to stop against, since the prostate sits right underneath the bladder. During a prostatectomy, obviously the prostate's gone now, so you've lost one of those mechanisms that keeps you from peeing your pants. And then depending on the surgery and how much the surgeon has to take out, the bladder neck, or the end of the funnel, might have to be removed too. So you may be left with one thing that helps keep you from leaking, and that's where pelvic floor PT comes in. The second is impotency. So, okay, yes, we understand you're having surgery on your reproductive organs, therefore you may have some sexual dysfunction. That's totally understandable. But to what degree? It's really a mixed bag as far as the scientific reports go. Some people say within a year, 30% of men have their sexual function back, up to 84% of men have their sexual function back. That's quite the range there. 30 to 84% means nothing, and it's definitely not 100%. And what these studies also fail to mention is the quality of your erectile health. I mean, how hard does your erection get? How long does it last for? How good is the pleasure? So there's really a lot to be discovered still as far as the long-term implications of having a prostatectomy on your erectile health. But leave it to say, it's going to be affected. There are things that you can do to help improve your impotency after having a prostatectomy. Usually requires medications or other surgeries or injections, all sorts of different options, worth several different videos just besides this one. So know that even though your natural ability may be diminished or gone, there are other things you can do to help. I don't really know how to say this one. Really sorry, guys. Number 3 is your penis is going to get a little bit shorter. I feel like no one tells these guys this, and that's kind of a big deal to some people. Why your penis actually gets shorter is because when they take the prostate out, the urethra, or the exit point for the bladder, has to be reattached, and they have to put the part from the penis to the bladder back together, and that makes the penis retract or shorten. It also kind of depends on how you scar. Some people, even if it's just the laparoscopic removal with the robot, they scar really bad, and that scarring in the abdomen pulls up on the penis and makes it shorter. And so if that is an important thing to you, you need to know going ahead of time that it's probably going to be a little bit different. Hopping on along with number 3, another really important thing that kind of gets just brushed off to the side is you won't really ejaculate anymore. And that may be a big deal to you. Without the prostate, you lose a lot of what is part of semen. And so that seminal fluid's no longer being produced. So no ejaculate. Now you will still be able to orgasm, but that's what we call a dry orgasm, which comes with all the benefits of an orgasm, but you don't get that same resolution at the end, and that may come as a surprise to you. With number 3 and 4, it's probably no surprise that number 5 is sexual frustration. This is a major part of so many people's lives, and sure, when you get told you have cancer, you want to do whatever you need to do to get rid of it. Absolutely get that. But then as you're getting back into your normal life, you can get frustrated when things just aren't how they used to be. So to help resolve some of these issues, your doctor is going to tell you, okay, well, you need to get so many erections a week. So you need to be masturbating or having your partner stimulate you by, a hand job or by intercourse or something. But when there's that kind of pressure on you, it kind of takes the joy out of it, right? It becomes really, really frustrating. And it ends up becoming work. And I feel like doctors and other people become innocently misguided when they say, well, now's the fun part. Now you get to go try to have erections again. Okay, yeah, but you didn't have to use to work so hard to get that erection. And so it really doesn't make it very much fun anymore. Number 6 is the importance of emotional support. In general, with cancer, this is a poorly advised area. It really needs to be brought more to the forefront of the community that you need to surround yourself with and the kind of work you need to do to help with your emotional health. But especially when it comes to bladder, bowel, and sexual dysfunction, it may feel a little bit harder to find emotional support since those are kind of taboo topics in our culture. And so if you do have a partner, it is imperative that they are on board to help you walk through this journey, especially when it comes to your pelvic organ health, because nothing feels sexier than hanging out next to your partner saying, I just filled my diaper up. Cute, right? Or, yeah, hey honey, you want to try for like the 5th time today to give me an erection but have it lead nowhere? Oh, me too. Great. So you really need someone that is on your side, on your team, ready to be there emotionally. Number 7 is the actual time it takes to heal and recover from a prostatectomy. The doctors are going to follow up with you and they're going to say 6 to 8 weeks, you'll be able to go back to work. You'll really start to be able to exercise again. Your energy is going to start coming back. Doing great. Fully healed. Oh, thanks, Doc. That's actually when the real healing begins. Yes, the surgical site may be healed in 6 to 8 weeks, but you're kind of starting from scratch, especially if you weren't able to exercise in that time between surgery and now. You lose a lot of muscle, you lose a lot of endurance, a lot of cardiovascular health. you have to gain all of that back. On top of trying to figure out your new normal with dealing with this incontinence, if you are leaving the house leaking, you can't just do all the things you used to do. Okay, bye. You have to figure out, how can I discreetly carry these pads or my diapers or whatever when I'm going out to have lunch with friends. I would honestly say, with all the factors that it takes to start feeling normal again, you're really looking at between 4 to 12 months, truly, before you feel like you're actually kind of yourself again. Number 8, the value of physical therapy. Okay, I'm biased. I respect that. If it looks like a nail in your hammer, come to PT after you have a prostatectomy. We are musculoskeletal experts, and especially if you're dealing with the incontinence kind of stuff, or some other related issues, yes, you need to come see us no later than 2 months post-operative. We can see people as early as 2 weeks after they have surgery. We just won't do any sort of internal work to check your pelvic floor strength until you're at least 6 weeks. We want to make sure that you're cleared by your doctor that things are nice and healed. But really no later than 8 weeks, because we want to get you in during that tissue healing time. It's super important to help with scar tissue mobility, to help retrain your core muscles. It is important to find someone who is comfortable with treating men, especially if you are concerned with the sexual health piece, because we really understand it's kind of a fine line. We want to maintain the utmost amount of professionalism, of course. But we do want to respect the fact that these are some of your goals, and that's my job as a physical therapist, is to help you get back to your desired function. And sex is part of that. So you really want to make sure that you find a pelvic floor physical therapist who is comfortable with treating men, comfortable with assessing your penis and the soft tissue mobility of the scars and the pelvic floor muscles around that whole area. Number 9, similarly, is the concept of prehab, which is coming into rehab or pelvic floor PT before you have the surgery. This is crucial. It gives us a baseline of how are you today, so we know what we're trying to at least get back to or improve upon. If you come in post-operatively and didn't come in before yet, that's okay. You can tell us what's going on or how things were before you had surgery, but it really makes a big difference. If we can give you exercises to get you as strong as possible before surgery and start teaching you things that you can do at home from day one post-operatively, so that way you don't have as many issues down the road. Number 10, the effects of gravity post-operatively. So many of my male patients come in saying that they feel really swollen and painful through their groin or the perineum, their low belly, all this kind of area. Just does not feel good after surgery. And what most people fail to say is that they should be helping reduce their swelling. If you sprained your ankle, you would prop your foot up to let the blood flow out so all that swelling gets out of there. People don't do that with their pelvis for some reason. If you are able to, lie on your back, put some pillows up underneath your hips, or even prop your legs up on a wall or over a couch and just chill a couple minutes a day, especially if you're not feeling super great down there. This is something that is safe and effective and can really make a big difference with your healing. The longer things are swollen, the longer it takes to get better. And number 11, I'm sneaking in an extra one here on the fly. No one tells you that you will be so wiped out energy-wise. After 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to start slowly getting your energy back. And then after 6, 8 weeks, you're going to start feeling like you can do stuff again. And then you do 1/3 of the things that you would have normally done. Let's say you were planning on mowing the lawn, pulling some weeds, cleaning out the gutters. You mow half the lawn, and then you're knocked out the rest of the day. It's a very humbling experience. It doesn't really make you feel good about yourself. So you need to learn that your body is going to take its time, and it's okay to start doing stuff, but be ready for it to knock you flat on your butt a little bit. What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments down below. Or is there anything I missed about what happens after you have a prostatectomy? Thanks for checking out my work. It means a lot to me. I'll see you next time.